Hello, my fabulous readers. Today you're going to dive into a new strategy. It is called the CPR strategy. Before we begin, do a couple of things for me, or double check a couple things for me. Make sure you have your CPR strategy notes, something to write with, your MacBook, and some headphones for this activity. You're going to be taking notes according to what I'm saying, but what's also on the slides that you will see. So your screen and my voice are going to help you fill in your CPR strategy notes. Make sure you listen and read. Here's a tip. Everything goes in order. So if you happen to skip down and need to fill in some blanks below, and you miss some blanks above, you can always stop or pause the video, go back and listen again. Everything is in order. I also suggest that you pause to record some of your answers. Look to the screen for correct spelling and correct answers to fill in the blanks for your CPR strategy notes. All right, let's begin. First, just think to yourself, what do you think CPR means? Okay, hopefully you were able to think of a few things or at least take a guess. All good learners can take guesses. Next, what does CPR stand for? A hint? The C, the P, and the R each stand for something. What do you think each of those letters stands for? All right, let's see if you were correct or at least on track. The CPR strategy is something that will help you figure out what words mean. When you were thinking about this strategy, CPR, were you thinking about vocabulary words or unknown words? If you were, nice job. What does CPR mean? The C stands for context clues, the P stands for parts of words, and the R stands for resources. Again, pause the video if you need to fill in your blanks. What is context and what are clues? Let's break down context clues before we dive into what context clues are. Context is the parts of something written that follow a specific word, usually influencing its meaning. I'll repeat that. Context is parts of something written that follow a specific word, usually influencing its meaning. What are clues? Clues are pieces of information that helps you solve something. So then if we put context and clues together, we get context clues. And context clues are the words and the sentences around the vocabulary word that help you figure out the meaning. So where that unknown word is, there are going to be sentences and also clue words that will help you problem solve as to what that unknown word or that vocabulary word means. We are now onto the P of the CPR. The P stands for parts of words. Let's think about it for a minute. We are telling you to look at the parts of the word. Specifically, we look at prefixes. Prefixes, they are something added to the front of a word to change its meaning. Suffixes, suffixes are something added to the back of a word to change its meaning, or the end of the word to change its meaning. The base word is the part of the word that cannot be broken down. So after you look at the prefix at the beginning, the suffix at the end, all you have left is that base word, and it can't be broken down into any more parts. That's the base word. So parts of words are looking at the different parts of the word that will help us figure out the meaning of the word. The last part of the CPR strategy, R, which stands for resources. The R stands for resources, and it's our last letter in CPR because it's our last choice, because it will take the longest. We want to be able to use our text and the word because it will be the quickest, because it's right there for us. The R stands for resources. Resources will take time and will take a little more energy on your part. However, also very trustworthy. So, resources are any outside sources you can go to for help defining a word. Some examples of resources: you can use a dictionary, a thesaurus, or even the internet. A teacher, your parent, or even a classmate, those are also resources. We're not done yet. We have a couple more things to go through. Hang in there. Types of context clues. So not only are we recognizing what context clues are and using them to help us define unknown words, there are also different types of context clues. The first one is definition clues. The word's meaning is explained or given in the sentences around the unknown word. Here is an example sentence. Sally was lethargic or very tired and sluggish in the first hour because she stayed up until 3 a.m. In the sentence, you can see that you're given the comma right after lethargic, and your definition is inputted right into that sentence. Sally was lethargic, comma, or very tired and sluggish. So if we asked you what lethargic meant, you could say very tired and sluggish. It's given to you in the sentences around the unknown word. The next type of context clue, example clues. Just by looking at the name, you can probably tell it's going to use examples. Example clues are an example of the word is given in the sentences around the unknown word. So instead of giving you the meaning, we're going to give you different types of examples to help you figure it out. So you might need some prior knowledge of this or prior experience to really figure this out. Here is your example sentence. Sally was so lethargic, she couldn't keep her head off her desk, kept closing her eyes, and just wanted to fall asleep. So if I asked you what lethargic meant after this sentence, you are going to use the examples of lethargic to define it. So example number 1. She couldn't keep her head off her desk. Well, maybe she has a headache, or maybe she's tired. Not sure. Next example, kept closing her eyes. Well, she might be tired if her head's on her desk and she kept closing her eyes and just wanted to fall asleep. Oh, I definitely think that she's tired. So I think that lethargic means tired, just according to those examples. But again, you need that prior knowledge of what each of those items would mean. The third type of context clue, synonym clues. Synonym clues are words that have the same meaning as the unknown word or used within, I'm going to start over. Words that have the same meaning as the unknown word are used within the sentences. Sentence or sentences. So you're going to be given some words that have a similar or the same meaning as your unknown word. Synonym means same. So when we talk about a synonym clue, it means that you're given words that are similar or that they are the same as your unknown word. Here is your example sentence. Sally's lethargic behavior made her appear fatigued, inactive, and lazy. See if you can identify the 3 synonym clues in this sentence. If you guessed fatigued, inactive, and lazy, you're correct. So we gave you 3 synonym clues to help you figure out what lethargic meant. You would have to know what fatigue meant, inactive meant, and lazy meant to be able to figure out and problem solve what lethargic meant. All right, last and 4th type of context clues. Yes, there are 4 types of context clues. The 4th clue is an antonym clue. Antonym clues are the unknown words meaning is when the unknown word's meaning is shown by giving the opposite meaning. So we just talked about synonym clues, which are words that are similar. Then you can also have antonym clues, which means that we're talking about things that are opposite of that unknown word or that vocabulary word. You will have signal words to tell you that you are talking about differences in the sentence. Here is your example sentence. Instead of acting lethargic, Sally's parents preferred her to be energetic and active. Signal word, preferred. Okay? So instead of acting lethargic, comma, Sally's parents preferred her to be energetic and active. So she's acting lethargic. However, her parents want her to be more energetic and active. So if I had to think about what's the opposite of active and energetic, I would say probably tired and lazy even. So maybe lethargic means tired and lazy. All right, this is the time for you to go back and make sure you have all of your blanks filled in according to what I've said on this video and also what is on the slides given to you. Go back and make sure you have everything filled in. When your notes are complete correctly, we'll go on to the next activity.